Welcome to Cecilia's kitchen. Today we are making pasta and chicken. So let's get cooking. We're going to start with the chicken first. Let's just put this on so that we can start frying it. You can either fry your chicken or you can put it in the oven. If you want a healthier option, then you can put it in the oven. So I've already chopped up the chicken. All I need to do is marinate it and then we can fry it. So let's get started. There we go. Let's get the pan ready to cook the chicken. So we are going to marinate it with some garlic and herb spice, some salt, some Portuguese chicken, some cooking oil, and some garlic. First of all, we put some oil in the pan, just a little bit, not too much. We're just light frying it. So there. We put a little bit in the chicken to marinate. Then some salt, a reasonable amount of salt, well, to your taste anyways. There's some chicken spice and some garlic and herb and a little bit of garlic. So right here I have 2 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna use half of it. Marinate that. Mix it up really good. We're waiting for the pan to heat up. It's taking a little bit. Okay. Okay, whilst we wait for that, let's heat up the stove for us to make the sauce. So I'm going to fry the chicken first and then I'll make the sauce. Oh, whilst I'm frying the chicken, I'm going to make the sauce. I'm going to make a white sauce. So I'm making the white sauce with a roux first, and the roux is basically just flour and butter and some milk. Okay. Okay, let's just wait a little bit more whilst it heats up. So the oil is ready. We can put the chicken on so that we start sauteing it. Okay. So whilst that's cooking, we are going to make the white sauce. So like I said, it's flour, butter, and some milk. We're gonna add some cheese after we've made the sauce, just to finish up the sauce. So let's get started with that. We get some butter. As you can see, you measure from seeing how much pasta you have. So you make the sauce accordingly to that. So you wait for your butter to melt. Okay, I need to reduce the heat because your sauce needs to be at a low heat. So I'm going to put it on 4, melt the butter. So the butter is slowly melting. And then you start adding the flour. Sorry, I need to reduce it a little bit more. And then you start adding the flour. You slowly add the flour until it incorporates with the butter. When it incorporates, just make sure you cook it you cook the flour and butter a little before you start adding the milk. Okay. Whilst you're doing that, don't forget to check on your chicken. Make sure that it's sauteing very well. Okay. So the flour and the butter have incorporated. Next, we are going to add some milk. So you can either use the milk, or you can, if you want something creamier, you can use cream. Not heavy cream, light cream is fine. It just depends on what your preference is, the milk or the cream. So I'm gonna start adding the milk slowly to the butter and flour. It's supposed to be slow, but it's just like pouring out. When you're making the sauce, make sure you're gentle when you're stirring it, because if you stir too hard, it will end up breaking. And when I say break, it means that the butter will be separate from the flour and the milk. We add a little bit more. Oops. Ooh. It's making a mess everywhere. Oh, I almost forgot the chicken. So, smells really good. I wish you could smell it. The garlic is really strong and good. So we are stirring. You make sure you stir very well, because you'll end up having lumps if you don't. You have to make sure the flour is cooked, because then the sauce will end up tasting raw. So, checking up on the chicken and chicken breast. The beauty of chicken breast is that it cooks so quickly. If you taste these, I'm sure they're very much done. We're going to reduce the heat a little whilst we finish it off. Okay. The sauce has not started taking shape yet, so you have to stir it some more. Okay. Okay, so the chicken's done. We are going to switch it off now and concentrate on the sauce. So the sauce is starting to thicken up a little. You keep stirring gently, and then I'm gonna leave it for just a few seconds so that it can thicken up a little, and then I'll get back to it. If I need to thin it out, I'll thin it out with the milk. Or if you're using cream, then you can thin it out with the cream. Let me just leave it for a few seconds. Let me grate the cheese that we're going to use when the sauce is ready. So we're using mozzarella cheese today. So I'm just gonna grate it. It's very soft, so yeah. I'm gonna grate some mozza for the sauce and then some to put on the top when we're done. Okay, that should be enough. If we need more, we can grate a little bit more. Let's check on the sauce. So it's starting to thicken up. It's thickened up, so we can add more milk to it just to thin it out. So the sauce is starting to thicken up a little. So whilst it's thickening, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Let's see. We'll add a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic and herb. I forgot to tell you that when you are making the sauce, you have to make it with a butter that you can use as a spread, a sauce, any other things. It has to have a lot of purposes, not just a spread, because there are some butters that are just spreads. They're not butters that you can use for baking, a sauce and other cooking things. So yeah, so you keep stirring and then you add the mozzarella cheese because it's starting to thicken up now, and it's going to melt in there. So you slowly stir it in there. And it will make it thicker. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so we have a nice gooey sauce, and we can add the pasta now. We'll add the pasta first. We'll add the pasta and mix it in there. Wow. We have to reduce the heat a little. It's a gooey pasta. Then we can add the chicken in there. Mix it. Oops, sorry. I think I may have added a little bit too much cheese. It's super gooey. Let's chop up the parsley that we're going to use to put on the top, just to give it some color. Okay. We'll chop it up. Doesn't have to be really tiny. We'll just chop it up to a bit. Okay. Now we're ready to use it as the topping. So we scooped some pasta from the pot to the plate, and here's the finished product. So that's pasta with chicken and a little bit of parsley just to finish it off. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me today, and I look forward to you guys joining me next week.